What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Angle Show. We are live. It is May 23rd, 2025. Today we're going to be doing predictions for the NXT Battleground show that we got coming up Sunday, right? Am I tripping? Yeah, Sunday. It's going head to head with Double or Nothing. I'm super excited about it. Hopefully you guys are too. Obviously NXT going head to head with AEW is an interesting choice. We'll see how that all goes because you never really know where the interest will be. Obviously, I'm not predicting Double or Nothing. I do want to say a quick apology though, because I was not live yesterday, so I had to go get the brakes done on my car. It was about time, I took care of that and got that done with. So that's why I wasn't live yesterday. And I do have a massive announcement to make, which is a little bit bittersweet, unfortunately, or maybe just fortunately. The live streams are going to change significantly. So before we get into the predictions, just want to let you guys know kind of what to expect. Monday will begin a new era for the Angle Show. And this new era for the Angle Show is going to be completely different. It's an actual show. I figured everything out. I figured out exactly how I'm going to be doing things. And I just want to let you guys know that it will be a very, very different experience from what you guys see today. In fact, you guys will see the way that the live show moves forward. It's not going to be a review show. It's going to be a whole different format. The technology has been tested. Everything has been worked on. And that means the style of the show that you'll see starting Monday at 12 p.m. will be completely different. A whole different format. The content will be very different. But I ask that you guys give it a chance, because what I am looking to build is hopefully the future of professional wrestling live streams. And I don't like to talk about things before they happen, but I am just letting you guys know that today will be the last live stream as you know it, the way it's been done for the last several months. I've carefully been planning things, and I basically came to the decision that instead of waiting until June 1st, we're going to do it next week. Again, it's been tested, and yeah, I'm excited about it. Now, with that being said, I do want to sit here and talk about Battleground with you guys. A lot of things I'm looking forward to on this card. I hope you guys are also excited for the show. If you guys want to contribute, we do have our Super Chat goal active. Also, if you guys would like to click like on the stream, that would be greatly appreciated. Up to you guys. The more engagement we get, the longer we stay on the live stream today. So just want to preface that. If you guys aren't really feeling the stream today, no big deal. Because like I said, Monday, it's a whole different era. So, yeah. Obviously, Battleground has had a very nice, significant build. There is a poll as well on the channel if you guys haven't seen it, right here on the stream. We will look at the results of it later. But who should walk out of Battleground as champion? Miles Bourne or Obafemi? That will be the last match that we talk about on this show. So you guys basically have until then, before the poll gets closed, to vote in it. We are going to take a look at what you guys are thinking, and then as well as what I'm thinking. And it will be a very, very interesting and probably a very dynamic conversation. So with that being said, the first match that I want to kick things off with, we have Hank Walker, Tank Ledger, and Josh Briggs versus the Coen. This is a very interesting matchup. 6-man tag. You have your tag team champions there. Josh Briggs obviously has history with Brooks Jensen. And Listen, I really like Hank and Tank. I like Josh Briggs. I think this is going to be a very significant, a very very significant match for the calling. And the reason for that is because I think there's going to be more between Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs. And I think this match right here is going to kind of plant that next seed. So I actually don't have Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs winning. I see the Colleen being a heel group, obviously going to have obviously it's the Colleen is the heel group. They got to be put over here in my opinion. Hank and Tank could afford the loss. Their titles aren't on the line, whatever it may be. So this is a match I'm actually curious to see, like Nico Vance, for example. Nico Vance doesn't really wrestle much on NXT, but he's part of the Colleen. So we're gonna see kind of his progression here. Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs, Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears, right? Brooks Jensen. We know what they can do, but Nico Vance is the kind of guy I'm hoping that this will probably be an opportunity for him to kind of like showcase what he can do. But the calling should win here, And then I was hoping, maybe we'll see what happens, but I was hoping maybe WWE can get to the point where we have a very clear indication of who is next in line for the tag team championships. So that'd be really cool. I see people are saying Battleground should have been tomorrow, Saturday night's main event. Are you doing Double or Nothing? No, I'm not doing Double or Nothing coverage. Not happening. So, like I said, next week's live streams are a whole different format to what you guys see. If you guys like it, awesome. I think you guys will like it, to be honest. I think you guys will love the new live stream format. Because it's a different content. I'm no longer doing review shows, prediction shows, things like that. This will probably be the last time I have a dedicated prediction show for a WWE PLE. And I'm absolutely not doing one for AEW. So, in fact, a lot of people don't know this, but I won't even be watching Double or Nothing. So just keep that in mind. I will not be watching Double or Nothing. I will watch it back. I will watch it back for the Anarchy in the Arena. So no Billy today. Yeah. So, Billy is not here today. I wasn't able to go live yesterday. He's not able to go live today. And it's not even a big deal because like I said, starting Monday, you guys will see a whole different change to the content of the live streams. It's a very, very big change. And I just want to like remind you guys the kind of change you will see Monday. It's going to be a whole different live stream atmosphere. And I really, really hope you guys enjoy it. It's something that it's one of those things where my goal was to bring an actual show to the channel. And that's exactly what you guys will get Monday. But it's going to be different content from what you guys have seen and expected from Monday through Friday, what we've been doing. Billy will be a part of that. But I told him he had some stuff to take care of today. I told him it's not a big deal because I will be, we're going to be doing the new thing Monday. So a lot of trial and error, a lot of different things. I'm dedicated to this new show. I'm dedicated to what it's going to become. And that's why I'm putting the preface out there. I'm letting you guys know. I'm giving you guys the warning. It will change, but it will be a very significant change. Nobody else is doing it on YouTube the way we will be doing it. And I think that's going to be a very exciting change. And I think over time, you guys will see how it goes and how it works. And it's going to be very, very dope. I'm excited about it. And I don't like talking about things. Oh, I'm going to do something really cool. I hate that. But that's the way it's going to be because what I want to do is build something for the long term that is super successful. And if I could be honest with you guys, like I'll tell you the truth with these live streams that we do where me and Billy are talking, it's very, very, very engagement heavy. And of course that means, when you guys are engaged, you guys are in chat, we're talking, we're building conversation, whatever. I think that's a really unique thing. And my whole mindset was, how can we tie that into what I truly want to do? And so you guys will see, it will be very, very cool. And I think you guys will like it. But that's why when Billy told me he had stuff to take care of today, I wasn't even worried about it. Yesterday, I had to get the brakes done on my car. You put 70,000 miles on a car, you gotta get your brakes done. So I figured, hey, yesterday, get it done. Billy's got to take care of what he's got to take care of today. We're just doing Battleground predictions. We'll be back Monday with the new format. You guys will like it. Members will like it. The people who super chat will like it. The viewers will like it. Um, the review shows are going away, but you guys will see what it will become, and it will be so much better. If you guys like what we're already doing, you're going to like it even more. Put it that way. But yes, I do have Hank Tank and Josh Briggs losing the match against the Colleen. Again, I'm curious to see how Nico Vance does in this match. That's going to be a very interesting thing. The next match we have is Tony DAngelo versus Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Stacks, bro. He's going to win. He's going to win. He's going to win. Now, there's a lot of people who believe Tony DAngelo is going to win. But I believe Stacks is going to win, and that's going to be the end of the family as we know it. Nats fan says, will it still be live? Yeah. 12 p.m. It'll still be live. You guys will like it. If you guys like AEW, if you love WWE, if you love TNA, if you guys like pro wrestling, I promise you'll like it. You guys will very much like it. So here's the thing with the whole group, the family is stacked, right? You got Stacks, you got Rizzo, you got DAngelo. I think everybody kind of knows with this group. Obviously, you have Luca Crucifino. Everybody kind of knows with this group. It's probably over. If Tony DAngelo wants to keep the group together, he has to win this. But I don't think they want to keep the family together. I don't think Tony DAngelo wins this match. I don't think Stacks could lose this match. It just doesn't make sense. Stacks needs to win. They had Stacks do the turn. You have to have Stacks win. That's the only way it works. If WWE doesn't have Stacks win, then the dude is probably being released or something, because there would be no reason for him to get this like character change only for him to lose. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Tony DAngelo probably should be headed to the main roster at this point. So that is one thing to keep in mind. And yeah, Tony DAngelo is going to go up to the main roster without him. I think that's kind of how it's going to work here. I could see Rizzo turning on Tony DAngelo. Right? I think that's fair to think Adriana Rizzo. I think she helps Stacks win. Tony DAngelo gets killed off of NXT. I think that's fair, right? I think that's pretty logical. I don't think that's like an illogical choice. Honestly, I really don't. Chat is pretty much saying, everybody in the chat is saying they got Stacks winning. Yeah, I think if this doesn't take Tony DAngelo to the main roster, and this is the thing I keep thinking about. If this doesn't take Tony DAngelo to the main roster, if this isn't what does it, I don't know. I feel like it's a perfect storybook ending for Tony DAngelo. So I believe Rizzo is going to turn, help Stacks win. Maybe Luca Crucifino. I don't know. Luca Crucifino was in the desert. I don't know what they necessarily do with him, but I think this is the way they finalize it. And then that's it for Tony DAngelo. So I'm picking Stacks. And I'll give a lot of credit. I'll give a lot of credit to Billy. Billy really believed in Stacks. And at first I didn't really see it, I swear. At first I didn't see it, but since that conversation, you kind of see what they've done with him. I'm on board with it. So I'm going to pick Stacks here. I think it makes a lot of sense. Next up, we have Sol Ruca versus Kehani Jordan for the NXT Women's North American Championship. And I absolutely think this is going to be a barn burner. This is going to be steal the show worthy. I think these two women will absolutely kill it. And I'm excited about this match. Really, really excited, to be honest. I am going to pick Sol Ruca. And I don't think this really needs much explanation. I think Sol Ruca continues to grind, continues to kill it as champion. And then I do think we get that eventual Zarya Sol Ruka feud. Kehani Jordan is actually another talent, by the way, which I don't know if WWE will do it, but it would not shock me to see if she got drafted to the main roster. Kehani Jordan's seriously so talented. She don't really need to be on NXT anymore. Maybe this is also a crazy idea to think about, but I do think it would be pretty legit for Sol Ruka to retain. Kehani Jordan goes up to the main roster and just, you know, get ready. Get ready for these like these call-ups are going to happen, right? So get ready. I think we're going to see a major change to NXT in the women's division. I think a lot of people are going to get called up with the draft. And some of these people, like obviously Kehani Jordan held the belt before. I don't think she wins it again, but I don't think she needs to. I think right now you could call up Kehani Jordan and you can have her feud for the women's intercontinental title. You can do so much, bro. Like there's so much you can do. I think it works out very well in their favor. So Sol Ruka wins. Kehani Jordan probably should get drafted. We'll see what happens next too between Zarya and Sol Ruka, because that's a feud that just makes a lot of sense too. Jose Martinez dropping a first super chat of the show. He says, I'm ready for WrestleMania in Vegas again. Man, I'm so conflicted on the WrestleMania thing. I don't know if you guys saw my video on it yesterday, today. I don't go to WrestleManias anymore. I don't really plan on going to WrestleManias anymore. Just truthfully speaking, it doesn't make business sense. It doesn't make business sense at all. So for me, I don't really care where WrestleMania is. I just think it's redundant. I think it's kind of silly for WWE to do Vegas again. But I think what WWE wants to do is kind of like the UFC, where Vegas has kind of become the fight capital, of the world. And I think that's what they're going to try to do with Las Vegas for WWE. I don't know. Personally speaking, though, I don't care. Listen, I don't care. I went to WrestleMania 34. I had a good time. That was in New Orleans. When they announced New Orleans again, I was like, okay, that's cool, because that would be another vacation for me. I would do a vacation to go out there and have that experience. But I gotta tell you guys, it's the problem that I have with the whole Vegas WrestleMania canceling New Orleans thing. The only reason why I have an issue with it is because of vacations. Like being a YouTuber doing this full time, I definitely feel like it makes for a good time to plan your vacations around a wrestling trip. With WrestleMania, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know what to expect. Honestly, I genuinely don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. It's they made this decision. They're going to make the decision. It's not a bad decision. It's where the money comes. That's fine. Whatever. Do your thing. I just think it's a silly decision. For me, it doesn't impact me in the slightest. I'd rather not go anyways. And also, I hate Las Vegas. I think Las Vegas is overhyped. I think any person that ever talked about going to Las Vegas, I think they are absolutely liars. Las Vegas doesn't have good food. It's just a whole bunch of freaking zombies walking around the strip, gambling addicts. I'm straight on that, bro. I went to Vegas for Double or Nothing twice, and I'm good on that. I don't care. I don't care for Las Vegas at all. I didn't care for it when it went to when WrestleMania came to Las Vegas this year. I don't care that it's going to go there again. But whatever. They're going to do what they want to do. As long as it doesn't mess with the creative, I really don't give a shit. But Jose, shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Glad you're happy. As long as you're happy, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, my pick was Sol Ruka. Next match, we got Joe Hendry versus Trick Williams for the TNA World Championship. And this shouldn't shock you guys. I kind of talked about it on live streams before, but I am picking Trick Williams here. I don't know if WWE will have the balls. I don't know if TNA will have the balls to do this. It's time that we get a title change between the two companies. Nothing better than Trick Williams to win the belt. Joe Hendry could win the belt back at a later time. Not that big of a deal. Honestly, I'm not even that concerned with it. I think it's much better for Trick Williams to win this match. I think Trick Williams should fully embrace the heel. I think Trick Williams should fully embrace that like he should cheat, beat Joe Hendry. There's a way to have him win the belt clean without having to be clean. You know what I mean? Like I have no problem with Trick winning. I think that's probably what's going to end up happening to begin with. I think Trick Williams should end up winning the belt. You know, people are going to say Joe Hendry got buried. I'm not going to be on social media to care about it because I think a lot of people just want to argue for the sake of arguing. I think the partnership with TNA and WWE, this is the way to do it. Keep in mind, WWE, TNA, and AAA are all doing Worlds Collide. Moose, the Nemeths, and Joe Hendry, all part of WWE NXT Worlds Collide with AAA. So the fact that all three brands will be doing it together is massive. I think you can have Trick win here. At the next pay-per-view, he drops it back to Joe Hendry. You know, there's so many ways to go about this. I don't even want to spend a lot of time talking about this, honestly, just because I feel like with predictions, I just want to be quick, clear, and concise. But definitely one of those things. I'm just throwing it out there. That's how I look at it. We did get a super chat from Tolino Channel dropping 100 Indian rupees, and he says, I want WrestleMania to be global event like football, soccer, World Cup. With WWE aiming for global expansion, bring international talent to center stage. I agree 1,000%. I agree 1,000,000%. And listen, Las Vegas is the capital of the world, right? Like it is the capital for entertainment. I get it. You know, with that being said, though, like let's just kind of throw this out there because this part is the part that nobody's talking about. WWE could have done London. WWE could have done Mexico. They haven't done it. Why? So, you know, channel, me and you might want it to be like a global event like football, right? Like the World Cup. WWE buying AAA. WWE has partnerships with TNA. Yeah, I would do it differently too. But they haven't done it, and they probably won't. And really what they're going to do is just make the money the way they want to make the money. That's why I don't care. Listen, make your money. Do your thing. I don't care how you make your money. As long as the quality of the product doesn't suck, I don't care. Do your thing. That's none of my business. Do your thing. But me and you want something to lean on channel, and I think the thing that me and you want probably will not happen. But you never know. Shout out to Tolino Channel for the super chat. Yeah, guys, my official pick is Trick Williams beating Joe Hendry. I think that's the right call. And yeah, that brings us to two more matches. We have Jordan Grace versus Stephanie Vakir for the NXT Women's Championship. And this is tough. This is tough. I love both Stephanie and Jordan. Both are great. Both are really talented. However, I believe Stephanie Vakir is going up to the main roster. And so, therefore, I am picking Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace should walk out of NXT Battleground as women's champion. Time to call up Stephanie Vakir. Time to get her up to the main roster. She don't need to be there. It's pointless. You know what I mean? Get her up. Get her up to the main roster. It's a quick, easy choice. It literally doesn't require anything else. Now, how they do it is going to be very interesting. Do they have it completely clean? I don't know. How they go about booking this match, I don't know. But Jordan Grace is the GOAT, bro. She's awesome. Stephanie's awesome. Like, this is an easy choice. Like, Stephanie loses, goes up to the main roster. Julia's on SmackDown. Stephanie should be on Raw. You know, whether they do the draft or not, I don't really care. I think it's as simple as Adam Pearce bringing her in right away. So my pick is Jordan Grace. Trey Lusado says I got Stephanie retaining. Phil says I got Jordan because Stephanie's call up soon. Manny Pacquiao Rodriguez says Jordan Grace wins the championship. Trey says, I think if Stephanie retains, we'll get her versus Lola, which I could see that as a possibility. That is very fair. PJ says, what more do you want them to do with Jordan than the title picture? Honestly, Jordan's been ready for the main roster forever, but she could hold it down in NXT for a couple months until the other call-ups. And then she gets called up. It's as simple as that. They don't need Jordan in NXT. Technically speaking, they could have Stephanie win and then call up Jordan if they really wanted. Both are ready for... Both don't need to be in this match and both don't need to be on NXT. It's just whoever they choose to go up to the main roster first. And I think Stephanie probably goes up. Stephanie is going to be a massive success. Or maybe they wait until after Worlds Collide. I don't know. That should be very interesting. But I'm picking Jordan Grace. And that leads us to our next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, the final one, the final match. We put a poll in the chat. Let's take a look at the results. The poll is now closed. What just happened to the poll results? There we go. After 73 total votes, who should walk out of Battleground as champ? 56% of you guys said Obafemi. 43% said Miles Bourne. Wow. So that means everybody disagrees with Ango for the most part. More people disagree with Ango than more people believe with Ango, because I believe Miles Bourne should walk out of NXT Battleground as champion. Now, let me explain why. Maybe you guys will agree. Maybe you guys will disagree. But I think, as you can tell, the major trend of my predictions today has been essentially NXT going into a new era. And this means with NXT going into a new era, Stephanie getting called up, Tony DAngelo getting called up, people getting called up to the main roster. In my opinion, Trick winning the thing, like the TNA championship. This is a new era, bro. I think we should be in a situation where we walk into a new era and kind of press the reset button, bro. So 56% of you guys believe Obafemi should win. I believe Obafemi should be on the main roster. I would put Obafemi on the main roster, bro, ASAP. Underdog story, create the big moment. Miles Bourne wins the championship. That's it. As simple as that. Now, I'm telling you guys my prediction, but I'm also telling you guys very, very, very honestly, I don't think Obafemi drops the belt. What I want to happen and what I'm predicting to happen is not what I think will happen. What I think will happen is Charlie Dempsey will screw Miles Bourne. That's what I think. So in my opinion, this is why it's hard, because I think WWE is not going to call up Obafemi. But you could call up Obafemi, have Miles Bourne be the underdog story. He did it. He shocked the world. It's a very, very beautiful moment, very big moment. Miles Bourne is inspiring to a lot of people. I think that's the thing that makes the most sense. I think that's the way they should go about it. To be honest, that's how I see it. Let me know what you guys think about that match. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Tolino Channel dropped 100 rupees. He says, Hendry versus Trick match should have interference that has effects on upcoming NXT and Impact events. Instead of just being a title match, it should be money. Yeah, I think... I think, honestly, the whole idea with Trick winning for me is just they need to do a title change between this partnership. Freshen up the partnership. It makes it more exciting, in my opinion. Now, if it has interference, who would align with Trick Williams? That's a good question. Maybe Trick Williams has his own faction. I don't know. The question is who interferes? I don't know. Anybody got something to add to that? Who interferes to help Trick win? The Wrestling Old Head says Dark State. That would be interesting. I wonder if Dark State gets involved at Battleground in any capacity. That will be a very interesting thing. But yeah, I agree. I'm okay. It doesn't have to be a clean finish, bro. And then you just have Trick drop it at like Worlds Collide or drop it at TNA Slammiversary. You know? A lot of you guys are saying Dark State, Toledo Channel. You're saying Elijah. I'm curious to see how it goes. Chester is also saying Elijah. Yeah. I don't really care who does it. I don't really care who gets in the mix, but I'm good with that. Shout out to Toledo Channel for the super chat. Appreciate you, bro. A lot of you guys are talking about the Obafemi situation. Trey says, I wonder if we'll see Jasper get involved in the Oba Miles match. That'll be interesting. He did come out last week, or this week, I should say. I don't know, man. I don't know. Curious to see how it all goes, how it unfolds. WWE NXT Battleground is Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Those are our predictions. Nice little short stream. Next week, a new era begins with Ango Live. The Ango show is going a whole different route. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys like it. The content will be different, but it will be really great. And I'm excited for it. With that being said, shout out to Toledo Channel. Shout out to Jose Martinez for the super chats. Thank you guys. I'm super excited. We'll be back next week. Stay tuned. Get excited. NXT Battleground this weekend. Double or Nothing this weekend. Saturday night's main event this weekend. Have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend if you're in the States. And we'll see you guys